Hello, this is Bill Steffen. Hey, look at me. I am all dressed up here. Thursday evening, I went to the Keys for Kids banquet at the Pinnacle Center in Hudsonville. Big crowd there. They raised a lot of money and good cause, so I like to help them along. Let's take a little trip out to the Meyer Gardens to start off. They have the big Mum Festival going on, more mums than I think anywhere else in the state. And we got a little friendly squirrel that popped into the picture there, posing for the camera nicely. But this is a nice month to head out to the gardens. A lot of pretty flowers out there, pumpkins and whatnot. And of course, you got the conservatory inside with the tropical plants to see and sculpture and so much more out at the Meyer Gardens. All right, let's talk weather here for a little bit. First of all, clear skies at night have allowed us to see the moon. It's getting a little bit bigger each night. This is the way it looks for today, October 3rd, about 80% full, and the full moon coming up here in just a few days. So that's been fun to see here, watch it with all the clear skies that we've had around here. Taking a look at weather here for a minute. First of all, some high temperatures for Thursday, topping the list. Coldwater and Benton Harbor did manage to reach 80. Everybody else was in the 70s. Grand Rapids had a high of 76. Should beat that by 5 to 8 degrees here during the day today. So we got some warm weather there. It was a touch cooler near Lake Michigan. As you can see, the piers there at South Haven, Muskegon, and Holland down there at the bottom. Well, let's move on here a little bit. First of all, our sunrise time and sunset continued. Daylight continues to shrink. We're down to 11 hours and 37 minutes, and it's getting dark here even by 7 o'clock or so, the sun's setting here. I got a picture there of the Holland Lighthouse. There were some boats going in and out today, and you can see the wind for much of the day was out of the east. We're looking south with this view, and so left to right on the flag there shows that wind out of the east. Average high is 67, and we're going mid-80s here for the next 3 days. Unseasonably warm air for this time of year. Record high for the day is 86, set just a couple of years ago. We're going to keep an eye on that. I don't think we make it in Grand Rapids, but it was certainly a warm pattern for us. Record low temperature 23, set in 1974. The lake forecast looks like this. We'll start out with winds southeast to south, and then they'll shift to the southwest. 5 to 10 knots, maybe closer to the 10 knots during the mid to late afternoon. Waves much of the day 6 inches to a foot. There's a few spots may see waves creep just a little bit above a foot during the afternoon. There's the buoy temperatures. Reed's Lake had a water temperature of 69, and we are in the midst of 21 days in a row with above average temperatures. That's quite a bit. And you can see the Muskegon Channel there looking pretty nice. Boats going in and out. Not much wind, though, for the sailboats. Wind has been quite light in general here since September 1st. Okay, let's move on. Take a look at one of our sponsors. We'll be right back. Talk about some rather interesting hurricane information for you.
When your home needs help, you might not know where to start. Why not ask Ace? We're always here to help with Ace Handyman Services. Our talented craftsmen handle everything from drywall and carpentry to doors and kitchens. We're the neighbors you trust to get the job done right. Let's get started. Book your handyman appointment today. Ace Handyman Services, bringing helpful to your home.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Well, for the fourth day in a row, Thursday, we did not have any severe weather in the United States. Not one single report of hail greater than 1 inch in diameter or winds of 58 miles an hour or greater. 0, 0, 0, 0 on the severe reports here. I don't think that's going to be the case today, though. If we take a look at the severe weather outlook map for this Friday, it shows a marginal risk from southwest Montana on down to the Four Corners region there where Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona come together. You can actually put your foot right down there and be in, I guess, 4 states at the same time. Look closer to Michigan and you'll be able to see that there is an outside chance a thunder shower may spring to life across northeast Wisconsin, far northern lower Michigan, or the UP. And they'll get more storms down in Florida. They've really been hit hard with a lot of heavy rain so far this month. We turn to Saturday, and that marginal area shifts east a little bit here. No storms in lower Michigan, but as you can see, that marginal risk goes from the Canadian border on down into northeastern Colorado. In terms of rainfall, our 66-hour rainfall map, look at the east coast of Florida. They just get pounded there. A few spots have had 17 inches of rain since September 1st. There'll be more showers and storms along the Texas coast, though the rainfall there should be lighter, and some heavy rain falling at the mouth of the Mississippi River. But look at all the rain in the western United States. Isn't that pretty amazing? There's a couple of dots of yellow, which is over an inch in Nevada and Montana, up by Yellowstone, where the tallest peaks will likely pick up a little bit of snow. That system is going to be off to our west here for the next several days. Our next chance of rain not coming until, at least for most of us here in lower Michigan, not coming until Monday night or early Tuesday. Okay, let's take a look at a tropical update. Imelda has exited off to the east. We've got two yellow hatched areas. The one near Florida has only a 10% chance of developing into a tropical system. I don't think that's going to happen, so let's ignore that. In the other yellow hatched area, that's about a 30% chance of a tropical system, tropical storm developing probably 5 to 7 days down the road. And this one taking kind of a similar path west-northwest toward the Virgin Islands area there. We'll see if that actually develops, but right now the chance of that is just 30%, so that's only about 1 in 3. We head to the Eastern Pacific, and we have another system developing. We have Octave, which is going to be drifting north and then drifting northwest and then north. It's only a tropical storm, and it's well west of Mexico and well east of Hawaii. The next system developing will be called Raymond. We're to the letter R already, and that is going to be yet another storm that's going to pump moisture up into the desert southwest and give rain to parts of Southern California, the desert areas of Arizona and New Mexico. And finally, we go to the Western Pacific Ocean. We've got 3 systems there that bear watching. One coming into India, which will be producing some heavy rain and local flooding. And then we have Matmo, which is a new one. That one is going to take a trek through the Philippine Islands and into South China, very similar to the path of a couple of other tropical systems that we have had so far this year. And I believe I have a map of the path of this storm as it continues to move off toward the east. If we can take a look at that map, you can see it crosses the island of Luzon, again, north of Manila. So the major city there shouldn't see any significant damage. It'll probably be a strong tropical storm as it passes it over Luzon, not a hurricane yet, but then it becomes a hurricane over the South China Sea, goes south, a little bit south of Hong Kong, and a little bit north of Haikou there, and then coming in around the China-Vietnam border. So that will be yet another storm to produce some heavy rain there in extreme southern China. Okay, let's get back to talking about the weather here. Dry weather expected through the weekend, probably through the day on Monday, and then rain moves in Monday night. It'll be mostly sunny. Grab some sunblock. That sun's still packing a little bit of a punch here in early October. Unseasonably warm temperatures expected, and again, that next chance of rain Monday night and Tuesday. Here's what today looks like. We'll see temperatures up into the low to mid 80s this afternoon. Sunny skies expected and clear skies overnight. 45% on that humidity during the afternoon, and south to southwest winds at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. And again, closer to the 10 miles an hour during the afternoon. Taking a look at some high temperatures here during the day today. A lot of inland areas are going to be in the mid 80s. And we'll be seeing temperatures at the lakeshore being just a little bit cooler, perhaps, with the wind turning southwest off the lake. So if we take a look at that map for the day today, the high temperature map for today, and there it is. We're looking for temperatures to be in the mid 80s here in inland areas, mid to upper 70s along the lakeshore. The warm air extends far to the north. We may see a few 80-degree readings up in the UP, though it will be a touch cooler near the water there. But it could reach well up into the 70s in Sault Ste. Marie. Tequamanon Falls may see readings up into the upper 70s. And by the way, on the map on the left, computer there giving Midway Airport 89 degrees in Chicago with a south-southwest wind that will not be coming across the lake. And then we move on to the high temperatures here on Saturday, and you'll be able to see mid-80s. We have one of our models, the GFS model, that gives Grand Rapids 92 for a high on Saturday. Can you believe that? 92 in October. Temperatures should reach the low 80s over much of the UP on Saturday. Very warm day here in West Michigan. In fact, even out over the lake, temperatures will be in the 70s. All right, and then for Sunday, we got one more day to share with you here. We're back into the 80s, so we got 3 days in the low to mid 80s here. In the UP, temperatures are in the 70s mostly, but unseasonably warm. Record high temperatures are generally in the mid to upper 80s, so we may set a record or two in here, certainly within the realm of possibility. 5-day forecast looks like this. We'll see sunny skies for this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Partly to mostly sunny on Monday, and then clouds with the chance of showers here during the day on Tuesday. We got 4 days of 80 or better. I've got 85 out for Saturday, and we may have to knock that up a degree or two. But we're only in the 60s here most of the day on Tuesday, and our computers are only giving us temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s here during the day on Wednesday of next week. So changes are coming. If you like warm, summery weather, get out and enjoy this, because it's certainly not going to last. Just by looking at the calendar, you know it's not going to last. Okay, the 8 to 14 day outlook, very little change. It again gives above average temperatures here, but below average out in the west, and that will start to translate eastward a little bit. So again, we will be seeing a little bit of a change here in the middle of next week. But overall, October will end up warmer than average, and you can see Alaska is supposed to be warmer than average there as well. So no sign of winter coming anytime soon. I think, again, we have unseasonably warm weather, some sunshine, very July-like pattern shaping up for today and for the coming weekend. Okay, let's take a look at what else we got here. There's the precipitation, and look it up into Arizona. There's that next tropical storm pumping moisture up there. The most likely area to see above average precipitation is up there in Arizona, southern Utah, and southeast California. All right, let's see what else we got here. Bill, my son Kyle, took this pic today, October 1, and we were wondering what those rainbow-like spears of light are. Those are called parhelia, or parhelion single. They're most often referred to as sundogs or mock suns, and they're caused by the sun, usually fairly low on the horizon or lower on the horizon. It's shining through cirrus clouds, and those cirrus clouds are made up of ice crystals, and if they're the right shape and the right size and the right altitude, and all of that comes together, about 23 degrees to the left or right of the sun, you will see what's called a mock sun. It's a brighter area right there where the sunlight's being reflected back down toward the earth here. So really an interesting, and by the way, if you see something like this and you're facing the sun, then it's a sundog. If you're away from the sun, your back is toward the sun, then it would be a bona fide rainbow. But that's what that is. That's parhelia or a mock sun or a sundog, called all three things. All right, let's see what else we got here. On October 3rd, 1918, the Grand Rapids Herald noted the first influenza death in Grand Rapids. At first, health officials thought it would be a short-lived problem, but 295 in Grand Rapids died of the flu, and I believe that was called the Spanish flu, if I'm not mistaken. Over 2,500 got sick, so not a good scene back in 1918. All right, and up next, we have the movie Somewhere in Time, premiered on October 3rd, 1980. It was filmed at the Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island. The movie starred what famous actor and actress? Well, I've been to Mackinac Island a couple of times recently, and I've learned about this movie. This was Jane Seymour, British actress who's my age, I believe. I think she's 74. And Christopher Reeve, who has passed on. But that was filmed up there, and I got to be in the gazebo where they were and walk around where they were. That was interesting. That was back in October 3rd, 1980, when that film premiered. I believe it was a successful movie. Okay, up next, we have Jane Seymour and Christopher Reeve, and that was an interesting moment up on Mackinac Island. Up next, what do we have here for you? From Randy Mulder, Wyoming Bridge over 28th Street, September 30th. Note the still crescent moon. If you look right in the middle of the sky that's in the bridge, you take the sky part that's in the bridge, right in the middle of that is where that crescent moon is. So that's interesting. I have not been across that walkway, and I have seen it a couple times, but it'd be fun to kind of walk around down there and see what where you can walk to. Interesting. That's in Wyoming. Okay, thanks, Randy, for that picture. Low water on the Grand River from Randy here, the Kent Trails Bridge. You can see the pilings in the water from the old channel for river boats. The river in Grand Rapids, now it's really interesting because I tried to get a current river level, and because of the government shutdown, they're not updating the levels, but I thought all the levels were automated and you didn't really have to have a human being there, but I may be wrong. In any case, this is the lowest water on the Grand River since 2012. I was tempted to try and go up and down there in my kayak to see what I could see, but I've had so many other things going on here of late. But that's low water on the Grand River and the pilings from the old channel riverboats there. Okay, on we go. We have another picture from John Scully, and you can see just a hint of light along the horizon there. Pretty picture, a little bit of fading twilight. Twilight lasts the longest, by the way, in summertime, and it is the shortest in wintertime. And in fact, when you get around the solstice in winter, it gets dark pretty quickly in the evening. Now we're kind of halfway in between with kind of a modest twilight, but as you get toward Christmas time, twilight will shrink a little bit. That's from John Scully. And do we have another picture here? I believe we do, from John Doherty. And that's an interesting picture. You know, when I first saw that, I thought it would be kind of fun to tilt my computer sideways or upside down to see what that picture looked like there. But some interesting critters. By the way, I went for a little bit of a walk today on the White Pine Trail, and I saw the usual squirrels and chipmunks. But get this, I saw a snake that was about 2.5 feet long, and it slithered away from me pretty quickly. I was just like, whoa, right in front of me there, and then it sailed away. I also saw a chicken walking down the path, and I mean, why not? Chickens have to stay in shape too, I guess, so we'll share the path with a chicken. It was just a black chicken that was walking right down the path, just like anybody else would do. So that was interesting. Do we have anything else, or are we done for the night here? I think we are done. Hey, I want to remind you that this is still the time of year when you have a really sunny day. If you're going to be out all day, you probably want to grab some sunblock. Best I can tell you is to enjoy this warm weather while we got it. You're going to look back in January and say, I wish we could have bottled up a little bit of that warmth and turned a 5-degree day into a 15-degree day or something like that. But the winter will eventually come, and we'll look back at this warm period we had. And as I have said many, many times, just because it's warm and sunny in September and October does not mean it's going to be a warm winter here. In fact, sometimes it's just the opposite. So once again, thanks for staying with us until the end, and have a great day.